every man named Yusef that I have ever known is as black as history's bones, sifting through the ashes like a man trying to find his wife's wedding ring after the clan visits their home. Maybe that's why every man named Yusef that I have ever known has a poetic bone, or at least a sharp pen. And old Yusef, who I've known longer than the rest, writes his ballpoint patriotism on cynical pages, crafting rough drafts of his freedom with the strange language the Ethiopians call shabo. And I suppose that his head is full of heartache when he weeps, trying to untangle the kite tails of prejudice that hang over his head with arthritic fingers and a different alphabet, full of tongue-tangled phonics and tooth clicks that dance in front of his breath like a preview of a worldview I can't pretend to understand. A purview of penance for sinless intentions, an existence of sufferance and wisdom's rough callous. Truth is, I've often wished that I could write like him. But I come from a different land than him, even though he lives at the end of the same block where I learned to walk like my shadow was a weapon, where his nephews sling rock and he sits on the porch full of sun tea and pipe tobacco, laughing at children who think that a mouthful of "I don't give a fuck" painted on tongues pointed at haters makes them warriors. He rhymes shabo words with a lifetime of exposing flesh full of copper and blood-stained soil to severe suns, while I sculpt clay masks for my tongue to uncover in an effort at suffering my own exposure, and I utter, we are written different, individuals with lethal cerebral processes, and we've been taught that when we perceive difference, we're supposed to deduct. But suppose we deduce more truth in addition and leave the fractions for homework in mean southern kitchens where the sunshine hasn't quite found its way through moonshine hangovers and thick green tree canopies yet. If we're also worried about color, then let's rub ourselves with fall leaves until we all look like we're blushing. Old Yusef laughs and says, every person I've ever known has some unique movements of person or moments of passion that makes me wish I could be more like them, long enough to let the difference settle in and carry away some fragments of possession. I've often wanted to be more like these women, who are so comfortable in their own skin that they can let somebody else come in. I envy their birth. Not because it would be so much fun, mind you, but because of the connection with our children that men will never have. Let's face it, our part's over pretty quick. I don't care how much stamina you got, it ain't nothing compared to those 9 months. How men can barely hug without looking over their shoulders. So color? If color makes us different, then difference makes us twins. We may wrestle ourselves into riddle with wordplay and lay down lines left unscribbled while our tongues wrestle with the blind like Israel in competition with God. At the same time, we thank him, because we stood as individuals to become brothers by these bloody knees and arms that run from him to limb. So at least we know we don't bow to anything less than perfect, and we can finally just be men. Woo! Yeah!